What do you think? What do you think?
Podcast, fam. That was crazy. I'm excited.
It's fire. It's fire.
I'm gonna play that at like ignorant levels as soon as like we're done podcasting, because it's
yes,
like
sir.
You forget I'm recording on LA time, and you forget how early it is. It's literally 4:00, so we're just about to like get into something like a situation maybe.
I got you. Yeah, over here I'm like, this is a perfect turn up for me.
That's all I'm saying.
Not with the hype. Not with the hype.
Yo.
Yes.
It's been a week, and I'm so happy that I figured out everything. I don't know about you, but like, I have no idea what's going on in Toronto. I don't know what's going on in your pre-married brain, but it's been a week over here.
Yo, honestly, bro, it's been a wild week. This guy didn't even know what was happening in the city. He's rocking. Show people what you're rocking.
Now listen, I know what I'm doing. The Blue Jays are playing.
Okay.
They're playing in their first home game in 2 years today. And shout out to the producer, because we did our research today.
Right.
And we planned accordingly, obviously. Why would you think anything different?
Okay. I won't expose man.
Mandem. It's not with a hype thing. A war.
The world general speaking.
Bomb. That's the perfect intro. You know, you see the drip. You see the six side.
Six side clothing co.
The Jamaican flag, all in it. You know what it is, man. It's Caravana weekend.
Oh, you're going with that Caravana energy.
Of course, bro. Of course. Carnival.
I'm in LA, so of course I'm gonna have to say it correctly how they say it over here.
Oh, bro.
Caravana.
Bro, what?
Y'all know about Caravana?
Sorry, what?
Caravana.
What? Kind of disrespectful.
Shop like Shaq.
That's my homie. But with his Ohio ass accent.
Yeah.
Man, Caravana.
Yo, that sounds completely different. Like some other thing. I don't even know what that is.
Producer, what is it? What? What is it called? You're no fun.
Yeah, but you're blaming one person. You're gonna blame it on all of us?
Yes.
No, I know a lot of Caravana.
I don't know anybody that says that.
Caravana attendees.
Going to Caravana up in Toronto.
Listen, I was talking to my mom, and she was just like giving me heat because I say Toronto, and like I don't say Toronto or
Toronto.
I can't say it like that.
Toronto.
But I've also been like, even like from like a child age, like, I've been a stickler for like grammar. So like I'm pronouncing it as it should be.
Okay. Well, excuse me, mister. I have a master's degree in
Hey, thank you for bringing it up, because I didn't even get there yet. I was just about to throw that in everybody's face. How's your week been though?
Bro, it's been blessed, man. As I mentioned last time, I'm off. I took a week off. I took 2 weeks off. So week 1 is in the books. It went by super quick though, man. I need more time.
Wait, you have 1 or 2 weeks off?
I got 2 weeks, but I can't
believe you got 2 weeks off. You know why? Because I've never experienced that in my working life. Unless I've like been between jobs or like finessed a way to like bridge between the next job, and I like finessed an extra week this way and that way.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've had 2 straight weeks off.
Yeah, it goes by quick though, man. And I'm finding like I was trying not to be busy.
Blood clot desert eagle. The original Jamaican dandada.
Let's be steady, bro. You're so ignorant.
He understands.
So just like whatever. But yeah.
No, so I was trying not to be busy, but I found my days being just as busy. So it's okay. I'm taking it. I'm rolling with it. But
are you filling your time with fun stuff?
No, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So it's nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? I've been shopping. I actually had a day to myself and went to the mall, did a little shopping, got a little drip. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
What you get? What you get from Mark Works Warehouse off the mannequin?
Here we go. This guy. Stupid mannequin challenge.
You set yourself up.
I did. But nah, just a little something.
Off the mannequin?
No, man. No.
Okay, I thought you admitted it. I'm like, I buy off the mannequin. It's cool.
No.
It's cool. The whole outfit.
We're gonna talk about fashion a little bit more and like not buying off the rack or whatever. But yeah. So no, I've just been enjoying life, man. Enjoying just waking up when I want to, going out when I want to, if I want to. It's a good life, man. It's a good life.
I feel you.
Yeah. How's the West Coast treating you?
The West Coast is treating me good. I forgot how much I love like working from 6 to 2.
Ooh, talk about it.
Those are the hours, man, because like I start early. By the time I wake up, it's kind of dark outside. 40 minutes into it, I'm seeing the sun rise. And then by 2 o'clock, it's just like peak heat. But the bad thing is like, not bad thing. I'm not used to this heat and just being in North Hollywood. Typically, I'm like a little bit closer to the water. So like that's literally what we were talking about with a neighbor. 10 degrees difference.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's scorching for a very long time over here. So if I have 2 back-to-back calls over here, my body is just like drenched. I think that there's flies on me. I'm slapping shit, but it's just like beads of sweat everywhere. But it's been good to be back here. Things are a whole lot more open than I've ever experienced since the pandemic. When I've stayed here for longer, because before the pandemic, I've only been here for like 2 weeks at a time. But like since the pandemic, this is the most open it's been. So I'm excited to like go out, do some stuff, see some things, get into some stuff.
Get into something. You know what I mean? LA's got to be crazy right now too, man. There's a lot popping right now.
I mean, we'll find out soon. So far, I've been trying to be modest because it's not like I'm coming like the way that I travel, and we're just trying to figure that out. Like when producer was back in Toronto last time around, it was more so about showing her the land for the very first time. But over here, I've been here a few times, so it's not like let's just go out every single night. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. It's just about pretty much living in LA and then linking out with people that we haven't seen.
Yo, that was almost a bar. I felt like that could have been a song, like just living in LA.
I'm just trying to live in LA. Sorry, I don't know why I tried to turn it into a nip bar.
I was like, okay, we got Nipsey. Rest in peace. Okay.
I went as West Coast as I could.
Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, no, it's been good so far, and it's funny that like every single time during every work call, and I don't even try to make it a thing.
Yeah.
I sit there and I'm camera on as I've always been, and I'm just and all my calls, and every single time, without a doubt, somebody's like, "Where the fuck are you?" And like I never noticed that there's that big of a difference, to be quite honest. Like when I'm on any of these calls, because I figure it's summertime anyways.
Right.
City outside, where the fuck are you? And then once we have that, I'm like, I'm in LA, and everybody's like, this man's living. I had a man fully tell me like, oh, this guy must be in Hidden Hills. This guy must be in. I'm like, you must think highly of my salaries.
Right? This man said you in Baldwin Hills.
Baldwin Hills.
You remember that?
Yeah, great show. Great show. Producer.
Baldwin Hills is the Black Beverly Hills. Don't sleep on Baldwin Hills. I got family in Baldwin Hills. Shout out to them. Shout out to rich Black people and then passing that down to their children and their grandchildren and so on and so forth. Okay?
Is it me or is it me or producer's LA accent extra strong?
It's extra strong. Extra strong. She didn't even say like. I said Baldwin. I got Baldwin Hills.
Yeah, she went full Ray J.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yes. I don't care. I don't care.
And we don't care.
Oh
man, I love it.
Have you had a chance to take in any of the new music? Because we've been like over, like to me, the past 3 weeks has been the best as far as music goes for me, because I've been listening to new Pop Smoke Deluxe, new Dave East with some Harry Fraud.
Deluxe.
The Deluxe is coming.
Okay.
And then we also had a new Young Dolph, which is more like him. You know when like 50 Cent introduced us to G Unit, and
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Except
for like it's not like G Unit, but like I'll still listen to it. It's cool. But in general, I'm not going to complain because I've received all this in the past 3 weeks. We also gotten like a new song from Silk Sonic.
Yep.
We also got new Isaiah Rashad album.
Yep.
Like,
Fire.
holy fuck!
Fire.
What are you listening to?
Fire. Bro, like, remember there was a drought. Like, if this was a mixtape series, if the drought was still a thing, we'd be like drought part.
The drought 2021.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's a little overwhelming in the sense that I'm like, I don't even know. Like, how do I do this now? What's my rhythm to listen to music now? Because I'm not used to it anymore. You know? So I'm trying to get back into that rhythm of like, all right, I'm going to listen to this during this time of the day, maybe on this, because there's no commute anymore.
Yeah.
The commute was when I listened to music. So now it's like, I got to actually plan this and think about it. But I'm not complaining, bro. We needed new music. You know, we were bumping the same playlist for like so long. Now it's like, okay, artists are ready. They're dropping fire. And it's I love it. I can't wait for concerts.
Have you gravitated towards anything? Because we still haven't even got Donda. Apparently, Kanye is paying $1 million a day to stay in the arena. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah,
that's cap. That's gotta be cap.
It's definitely cap. But like, what have you listened to?
So today it's been Isaiah Rashad. I've been bumping that
through and through. You listened to the whole thing or what?
Yeah. I listened to the whole thing one time. You know, TDE. I'm a big TDE fan. So top dog. Let's go.
Is that what they do? Is this what they do?
I think it's blasphemous for you to do that. But it's like,
yeah.
Whatever. I'm just trying to help out the cause.
We don't need help.
Oh, wow. Man, extra spicy today. Producer.
Good job,
spicy.
TDE. How about if I just see it saying the bleachers at the top?
The
and
golf
just
club?
like,
I mean, you look like Tiger Woods, so.
All right, that's enough.
But no. Seriously, that album is fire.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what I've been on. Dave East is my next album I'll listen to.
Harry Fraud. And if you're familiar with Harry Fraud, it's that like slow smoke a blunt to it music. Okay. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
All right. I do.
Because it's not like, well, when the edible hits type music. Like this is like Harry Fraud, if you're not familiar, his music is more like melodic. So the samples are heavy.
Okay.
He like takes the samples, he speeds them up a little bit, so it's like kind of like the chipmunk type sound. But he's got like a couple other artists that are familiar with the Harry Fraud sound. So I love it. He got Jim Jones on there, G Herbo, who he's collaborated with a little bit. I went through it. I didn't go through it completely. He got King Shooter on there, who unfortunately passed away last year.
Last year, yeah.
And that song was fire. I had to run to that. So I definitely recommend listening to that. So that's something I went through. Like I said, the
Young Dolph
album was not a Young Dolph album. It was more so a Paper Out Empire album with Young Dolph peppered through it so that we can listen to it. Okay. You know, because he's trying to put other people on at this point.
For sure, as he should.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody's trying to start their. I mean, he's trying to do it. He's been very like, I do it myself. And he had a song with Gucci on it. Gucci even mentioned, he's like, he said something about like not even trying to sign him because they're trying to do it themselves. So why the fuck would I do that?
Trust.
So I'm all for Young Dolph. He's doing his thing. And then there was the Silk Sonic song. I'm not sure if you listened to it yet. There's also a music video too.
I actually have not listened or seen the video, but I saw the hype. I saw the rollout.
Okay. We'll talk about it later. I don't know if we'll talk about. I don't think we'll talk about this episode, but because I've also, we talked about this often as far as like reviewing things.
Yeah.
If it shows up, we shouldn't stamp this is trash. Move on. Like let's let it sit, regardless if we've listened to it once or twice. I think you let it sit in the market for a little bit and see how it plays out.
Okay. So with that being said, I feel like you're saying a lot without really saying too much.
What's up? What do you think I'm saying?
That it's not as hot as the first single.
No, okay, listen. I'm saying it. No. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying because the situation that I listened to it in was one that had my attention split. So it was a good song.
Yeah.
The music video looked cool, real cool LA vibes, throwing it back to the 70s still. Yeah. We're still there.
Yep.
But I couldn't even tell you what they were saying and anything like that. So I'm not going to give you guys a breakdown. I'm not going to
That's fair.
Tell you it's this or it's that. I'm saying it's worth the listen. The music video is worth a watch. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll get into it.
But yeah, that's what's been going on musically because it's been crazy.
No, it's been crazy. There's a ton of music that's been coming out. So yeah, this is a great time, man. It's a great time to get that music pumping for the summer.
So we do have a special guest that is about to join us.
Yes.
I'll let him in and we'll see how good the Wi-Fi is with him as I continue to finish this sentence, and then I'll let Patrick do his thing and introduce the man himself from a certain place that does a certain type of job, and I'm continuing this run-on sentence.
Yes. I got you. Waiting for this connection. You see it popping up on the screen right here, but we got a special guest joining us on the line just now, waiting for him to show his face, but we'll get him soon. But shout out to the homie Bryan from Fiati, big Fiati Inc. They do clothing.
There he is.
Yeah. All
How's
sorts
it
of
going,
stuff,
y'all?
man. What's up? How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good. Glad to have you on, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's nice to be on with y'all. I've been listening to your podcast for a minute, so it's nice to come on.
That's awesome. No, appreciate it. So give the man a real intro then. I know we gave him the let's wait till he connects and
No.
Give him the intro.
I'll give him a proper intro, man. Like, this is someone who actually was a friend of ours, friend of the show, friend of the pod, Mr. Shem from Kiss 92. 5 actually was the bridge and linked us together.
Okay.
Had the chance to chop it up with Bryan here and get to know his whole clothing line that he operates, his business that he operates. You could already see my man's dressed fresh already, and he's just chilling at home. but
I'm just in my kaftan, man, just trying to relax.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I don't even know. Like, there's so many titles I want to give you, like entrepreneur, business owner, fashion expert, stylist. Like, what do we go with?
All the above. I think.
Yes, yeah. Take them all. You don't even have to downplay it all.
I take it as you give it. And I appreciate it, man. It's really, really nice to be here. Like, I just also want to commend y'all for what a fantastic job you're doing. Obviously I got introduced to your podcast and I was really amazed as to the level of your content and the work that y'all put in and the stuff you're doing. It's wow. I was like, man, I didn't even know something like this was in our city. So that's fire.
That's what we tried to do. That. No, we really appreciate you. And this is great that you're joining us. Welcome to the podcast, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fun.
I like that too.
all of that.
The sound effects.
we got them all, man. We got them all.
Yeah, that's proper, man. That's proper.
Yes, sir. So yeah, I mean, I tried to explain.
Tell it more about what is That's you. You take it.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, just tell the listeners a little bit more about you, and then also the business that you operate.
Yeah. So my business name is Fiati. Fiati means kin of the trees or a kin staff. I actually found out recently that in Italian means, I think, wind, something like that. So I usually guess, whenever people hear the name Fiati, it always gets associated to, Italy, that vibe. And it's cool, we take it as it comes, like I always say. But Fiati is, we specialize in custom wear. So we are currently slowly transitioning to e-com, but anything that you want that's custom, we can do it. Our our bread and butter is really the suit business. Try to make the most unconventional designs that you don't really see out there. The goal is always to make something that reflects someone's personality. So for me, everything is a dialogue. Once I have a conversation, a real dialogue with, the person, I try to create something that really reflects what's within. And a lot of times, like, what you find is someone wants to wear something, but maybe it's not being made to their taste. So it's like you're afraid to wear what you really want to wear, right? So I listen to my clients and I try to create things or their outfit in a way that it's not making them feel any way that, like, what I'm saying, like they might be uncomfortable, but really to just allow them to really express what's within, but also feel great and comfortable doing it.
Yo, that's big. That's big. I know you and I talked about that when we had our session.
Yeah.
So full transparency, I met with, as everyone knows, I'm getting married. So I met with Bryan, had a little consultation there. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out this time, but we'll definitely work together again in the future.
No, for sure.
Yeah. But we had this conversation, and one thing we talked about too is, especially being Black men, sometimes we get steered away from certain clothing, or we get told that things don't look a certain way on us, or whatever the case may be. And you kind of put that into perspective for me, saying that, listen, just because you may have a certain body type or you look a certain, doesn't mean you can't wear something that looks great.
Yeah, I think a lot of times what you find is, and I get this a lot, like, and it's fine, because that's why brands have like models, like, you put a model in an outfit, and then someone will see the model and they have to be able to see themselves in that model, right? Mm-hmm. So what you find nowadays a lot is, like, there's a lot of Instagram models, like, fashion influencers and things like that. And some of them have like what you call like the perfect body, like the body shape is just great. Like anything they put on works perfectly. So they put on the clothes, like, oh my God, like it looks amazing. I want to look like that, right? And then, that person may not have that body type, right? So they might go to certain places trying to, like maybe pick things off the rack, and then, to put it on, and it's like, yeah, it's tight. So definitely it's going to give me that same look, right? So for me, what I usually try to offer is education, like educating folks on what to wear, what not to wear, but also making something for somebody's body type, like you said, Pat. So it's very necessary that something is made for you. And also in our community, like we tend to buy what I call garbage. Like people go by like the quality is like the bare minimum, and they try to sell it to us at like $500-600 high markups and things like that. And then and a lot of times we equate value to cost. So say like the quality. So if something costs more, then it means that it's great quality, right? And that's not always the case. Just because something costs like, I don't know, $2,000 doesn't mean it's the best quality, right? Somebody is upselling, and you have to also remember that anybody that's in any business, their sole purpose is to really to maximize their profit, right? Yeah. So it's important that you, the client, have a better understanding of what you're buying, and if you're getting your money's worth. And that level of transparency is what I always try to, offer my clients and show them, like, what, whatever it is. For example, they want to spend just maybe, I don't know, $1,000 or $600, whatever the case they want to spend. This is what you're going to get. And it's now I'll allow you to make that decision if this is for you or not.
So for me, I've had an experience when I was trying to get fitted for one of my friends' weddings.
Yeah.
And it started with, I was being fitted by an older white man. And then all of a sudden he called one of his colleagues, who is an older Jamaican man, who, funny enough, just so happened to be one of my dad's best friend's brothers. But besides that, he came through and was just like, I think that, he's not accounting for certain things, size wise, fit wise, and whatever. Do you find that that's a thing as far as like when Black men are trying to get suits from your run of the mill places?
No, it's true. It's actually real. Someone that does not know us struggles to fit us. right? Because I remember when I was training. So when I was training in Europe, my teacher would say, okay, someone from Armenia has this body shape, right? And so this is how you fit an Armenian,
Wow.
right? Like,
That's
you know what I'm saying?
specific.
Like specific, exactly.
Wow.
Like, so they pick different body type, right? And so what you find is someone that's like older gentleman, I'm not sure where this gentleman's from. I think you said Italy, is it? Or wherever he's from. Anyway, they are probably, he's probably good at what he does, right? But he's also in fitting a certain group of people. So he's used to that group, and he may have a lot of experience, but you show up, you don't look like the group that he often fits. So there's a struggle right there, because it's like, well, how do I fit this person, right? So hence, that's what he called your uncle. It's like, hey, you can probably relate because you are from that community, so you should understand what, you know, his body type is, right? So a lot of times as well, even in our community, there are other, you know, clothiers who probably haven't done the education side of the business. And so they probably learned a few things off the internet, and, you know, folks are buying things and it doesn't really fit well. And then the person that's buying it, because they don't understand what they're completely buying, because it's tight. We always associate tightness to fit it.
Yes.
Trust me, that's why I can't wear H&M jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy because when I started my business, my very first client was my very good friend Joe. I hope he doesn't get upset for calling his name. He basically, we were working, you know, we used to work in the same place. So I was basically hiring him as my contractor for the company that I work for. And, you know, he related some issues that he always had trying to get clothes, right? And, you know, his problem was, you know, he said, I'm a black man, I got long arms, but when I go to big and tall stores, if I get something that fits my arm, the body's too big, right? So, and if I tailor it, the suit loses its shape. So I don't wear suits.
So he just banishes it completely.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, and he says, if I get a shirt, it's always too big, right? So he's like, if you can solve this problem for me, then I'll buy from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, I can do that, right? So, and I said, give me some time. I'm launching. Once I do come through, he came, and he was my very first client. And, you know what I'm saying, he made something that he wore to a wedding, you know, and I knew that, okay, like, there's got to be 1,000 Joes out there.
For sure.
You know what I mean? That need help, right?
For sure.
So I want to bring the conversation specifically back to Patrick, because this is a guy who's, and I don't know, there's definitely a bunch of other dudes out there that are probably on the way to do the same thing. What is a consultation like for when you're having a conversation with somebody who is figuring out what the groom is supposed to wear and what the groomsmen are going to wear?
Yeah.
So I missed the question because I think it was cutting up, but I think you were saying that for someone like Patrick who's getting married, what's his consultation like? Is that correct?
Exactly. For like, yes, the groom.
Yeah. So yeah, for him and the groomsmen. Yeah.
So like with someone like that, like the first focus is him. So someone like Patrick, we when he came, we had a conversation. I wanted to understand what his goal was for that day, because a lot of times what you find is guys, obviously, they're excited to get married, but weddings can be stressful. So he's like, they're usually like, I don't care, whatever. Like you get that a lot, right? And guys usually will come in, they're a bit resistant because it's just like, I just want to wear a suit, show up. It's all about her. It's her day. Yeah. And, you know, like if she gets a nice dress, that's great. I don't really care. Yeah. And so what I try to do when someone like Patrick, if he came in like he did last time, if I met him for the first time, I want to know what his goal is for that day, because I want him to understand that it's his day too, right? Mm-mm. So we need to make you look as special as your lady's trying to look, you know, as special as she's trying to look, right? Because a lot of times we forget that women also love to see us in something really nice.
That's true.
Right? so it's a conversation, and I do a little presentation where I tell him about my business and kind of things I have access to and what I do. And then from there, based on, the conversation that I would have with him, I recommend, what I think would be nice for him. I make some suggestions, and also like, as I'm talking to them, like, I'm looking at him and maybe probably like his body type. So I'm already sort of like creating what I would make for him in my head just by his body type. Because even Patrick, for example, I'm like, okay, so he's a man. So he has like, I was like, okay, he has wider hips, right? So we got to account for that. Like, these are things that a lot of places, like, a lot of people don't account for that, right? So like sometimes someone will put on pants and the pockets are opening, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But you don't know why. It fits, right? It looks like it fits, right? And then it's like the front is a bit wrinkly, your crotch is a bit too low, So all those
sounds like dusty ass Shaq in 08.
High school prom times, man.
Yeah, like so like and like that's something like that for me. That's what it is. And then so like and so if I have that conversation, so say for example he loves the idea, it's like, yes, please let's make this. Now we go into the groomsmen. Now we want to make it a situation where they are helping him tell his story, right? But they're not taking too much away from him, right? But we want to make sure that they look great. And a lot of times when it comes to custom, because folks are probably, a lot of people in our community, let's face it, are used to spending maybe $150 in a suit, like a fully polyester suit that makes you sweat like buckets during the summertime. But in your mind, that's how a suit's supposed to be because it's hot, right? So, there's a lot of ways to make a suit very comfortable. Right.
Really? I didn't even know that was even a thing. Like, I'm just ready to, I'm ready to think like I'm just either a sweater or I'm not. And that's it when it comes to a suit.
There's a lot of ways to account, you know what I'm saying? And even, things like comfort, like there's a lot of ways to make the suit in a way that is very comfortable for the wearer, right? So we would have to, so if a lot of times what I find is the groomsmen is, okay, well, let's say their suit is like $1,000 because they're not used to spending that kind of money. They're like, well, just for that one day, like I don't want to wear something I'm just wearing for one day and I'm going to spend $1,000. So then, it's like, hey, we can make your suit tailored to you, custom for you, and still be able to use it even after the wedding based on the design that we're going to create.
Right. Right.
Is that reusability? So I want to bring that up because is the reusability just a thing that we can factor into this whole thing about choosing our suit as a man? Because I know when women, they choose their wedding gown, that's pretty much it for that one day.
Absolutely. For even the groom and the groomsmen, absolutely. You can, there's a lot of reusability. It's all about who's making it and if they're taking into account the people, because most places you find are trying to do really is, okay, you pick your style. So you're the groom, you pick your style. We know what you're doing. And then the groomsmen pick their style. And we're making this one particular style for everybody. Right. So what I try to do is I address every groomsman individually. Right. We have this, right. So we have the same fabric, and that's true. There'll be a few, maybe like 60 similarities because it still has to be uniform.
Right.
But 40% of it is being tailored and designed to you, the person that's wearing it. So it's still a reflection of your personality in there, even though you're there to support your friend. So you don't really feel like you're just spending money for one day. You actually feel like you're spending money to support your friend and still have a nice custom suit that you can wear to other occasions when you're ready or when you need to.
And one thing I'll say too is like from the one session we had together, I appreciated the conversation more than anything else because like I could feel that you were trying to get to know my personality, my style. Exactly. And it really felt like, okay, if I get something made, this is going to be me. It's not, no one else is going to have this piece, right? This is going to be something that is like my identity, my personality.
For sure.
And I love that about what you do. Like it's
absolutely.
Very few places that do that.
Yeah, no, in our community, because listen, me myself, right? I am also a victim of what you're facing, Right. So before I started this business, I try to get work done in other places. And what I was finding when I was going to certain
Were you working
places,
at some of these places?
No. I was just really like yourself supporting a friend's wedding. Right.
Okay. Got it.
Right.
So you're a customer.
I was a customer.
Got it.
And I would go and, there's like a photo album and it's like maybe, maybe like 30, 40 pictures in there and pick a style that you like. Right. And because we don't understand what we are looking at, we thought it was custom, but it was actually ready to wear. So when it comes to like, hey guys, come in for alteration, you get that the pants is longer than it needs to be. And then it's like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Right. It's not very personable. So then I was just like, okay, something's not right here. Right. Yeah. And it just never really felt like it was made for me. I didn't get to really feel my fabrics. I didn't get to even have anybody educate me on what I was wearing and why a particular fabric for a particular time of the year matters.
I didn't know that matters.
You know what I mean? And and then I remember like my friend's wedding, I remember like buying a suit that I never touched after that. In fact, the pictures that I took, I never even posted them on Instagram because it was so horrible. It just a fit. I actually took it, got it redone by a tailor, and I just still wasn't very happy with the fit. And I was just like, okay, there's a problem here. Right. And myself, cost, right? Because what you have to understand is once you go into any store, aesthetics matters, as you know already. So if like they got like, all kinds of things in the store and it looks very presentable, that's your mind, your subconscious mind's relaxed. It's like, oh man, like they got to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the place looks amazing, right? What you're failing to realize is that $2,000 that you're paying, you're paying for that space as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Paying for that upkeep.
Right? So for me, it was like, I remember about 6 years ago, I was looking for a custom suit myself 6-7 years ago. And it was a very important event. And, like I'm going to places trying to get a custom suit made. I've never had anything made for me custom before. And I think I was kind of new to the word bespoke. And everybody was quoting me like $2,000 to $5,000. So my last experience was like $5,000. I was like, okay, so maybe this is not for me, right? So I remember going to a store in Yorkdale. I don't want to mention your name. And then I said, I spoke to the guy. Sorry?
You said you're media trained.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. I've done a lot of interviews. And, I remember asking the gentleman there, say, hey, I'm looking for a suit. And, he was willing to help me. And I said, like, because I figured if I can't get custom, I might as well pick anything from off the rack, right?
Right.
Picked the suit. I liked it. It was all right. It wasn't really a reflection of me, but it looks nice. It was a very special occasion. I wanted to look special, but obviously it's out of my price range. And he says, yeah, this is $1,000. And my budget wasn't $1,000. I think the most I was willing to pay was like maybe like $600 or $500, something like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't getting much from it, right? Yeah. So I remember flying to the UK to a different store, and I bought a suit there. I still actually have it to today. Yeah. And it cost me about 350 pounds, right? Okay. So which was still fairly cheap. It wasn't custom. Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, why are the suits so expensive? And is there a way to give someone all that they want and the base price is less than $1,000, right? Right. And have the very best quality fabric, have the very best sewing, so that's really what sparked, the interest for me. Cause I was like, that's a problem here.
Yeah. So you're just trying to solve a problem. I love it. That's how businesses start, right?
Absolutely.
So I've got a question for you as far as I think like this is a relatable to what I just went through. So my girlfriend, was part of a wedding party.
Mhm.
And we just were at the wedding like last week in Oregon, and they everybody had their own, like the bridesmaids. What were you instructed? Like, what were your instructions as far as your wedding gown?
The instructions were basically a panel of coloring that would be acceptable, like so between this range and this range, which was pretty wide, because every girl there is of a different shape, a different skin tone, a different height, different hair. So she, coming from a creative background, understands that means everyone's going to look good in different shit. So she basically crafted her wedding gown to have all of these different floral designs that would have these colors that would be within this
bring everybody
range,
in that
still
panel
on the same note, but would match everyone's skin tone. So that was our instruction: was find something that matches your skin tone within this range.
So with that being said,
that's a big homework.
Yeah,
that's a lot of homework. So that's what I was about to.
Because normally it's like show up to these 17 tailored appointments and spend $6,000. So it was actually this is my fourth wedding that I've been in.
This is America, by the way. So I don't know if it's a little bit different.
Low maintenance, comfortable wedding I've ever been a part of. Here.
So I want to take that example and just bring it to the men for a second. And if I was tasked as a groomsman to do this, what would your recommendation be if I was given those instructions where it's like you can choose from the...
Say that one more time.
Yeah.
So you can choose from these different shades as a groomsman. What would you do as a groomsman? Like, what would you instruct that person to do in terms of figuring it out for themselves?
Like figuring out the colors and everything. See, that's why, like, I think even a great example is when Patrick came. I always see, because like for me, I find that because weddings are stressful, someone will come up with this idea because it alleviates some of the stress for them. Like, you can figure it out. This is on you because you're buying it. Yeah. They also, the plan is to really, again, like get something that you can reuse, not just for the wedding, right? So my job really is to help you carry that load, right? So when you come, even if you had that, usually when they come, even if they had that idea, usually is like, oh, so you can do all of this. Oh my God, and I'm gonna bring my groomsmen, right? Because then you can cater to each person individually, right? So be something like that. Like I think Patrick saw, like I have a lot of fabrics here. Yeah, so you're not traveling around. Now, if you came, you're like, okay, here's my issue. Like I sweat a lot, for example, and like I want the fabric to be a bit more stretchy, right? Then that's a whole different scenario now. So now we have to cater to you, right? The individual, right? And then what we also do with the fabrics is we test it on your skin. So I put the fabric on your skin and you see how it looks on your skin. And if that's something that you feel is right for your skin, then, I can start the process. We work from there, right? Mm-hmm. It's very important that when we say custom, we're really making for the person. I think what we love to throw around is the word bespoke. Right. We love to throw around the word custom. Yeah. And luxury.
Facts. Yes. Facts. Yes. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so
much. And because we know everyone wants that, we got these big brands that really have made a lot of money, using those words, and they've been very successful at it, and they're delivering. And then the smaller guy is saying, I have to use those words because that's what people are really, buying into. Yeah. But the question is, are you really delivering that level of quality, that level of customization, that level of, success for that customer? Yeah. It's important.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the want or the desire for custom has increased because of social media or with social media?
Oh yeah.
Mad pressure.
I feel like there's a need where it's like I have to stand out, or also there's that, but also I think too where it's like, and we'll get your take on this, where we're so used to having things tailored to us now. Like
Yeah.
everything you see is tailored to your interest, tailored to what you like.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we just want what we want. We want what we like. Do you think there's a connection there?
Oh yeah, I think the need for looking special and feeling special has increased.
Mm-hmm.
The
On
need
the man
for,
side specifically?
yeah, and both women.
Both?
I get women. I mean, when I started this business, I had women ask me about, making things for them a lot. But women aren't used to buying custom suits because women usually would buy things off the rack because, suits is really, women wear suits, but it's really becoming, I would say the last decade is becoming popular for women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll find that women are like into suits, but you have other brands that are really, these fast fashion brands that really sell them really, really cheap. Right. And so a woman would appreciate a very expensive dress because she understands why it's expensive. Right. But then why would I want to spend $1,000 in a suit again? Like that's, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because she doesn't understand, customization. Or why would I want to spend $2,000, $3,000? Why is this fabric so expensive? If it's a dress, I see it. When I put it on, it feels special. I can understand. Right. So whereas for a man is the exact opposite. We question spending the money, but we can appreciate the value in the quality.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So a woman is like, I can pick this off the rack, even if the sleeves are long, it still look cute because it works. Right. A guy is like, nah, I want to show some cufflinks. Right. Right. So what I try to do, even with my work, is I put women in cufflink shirts, right? I do a lot of unconventional things, right? I make the sleeves slightly shorter so you can see their cufflinks. Like I make it very personable when I make for women. You know what I mean? So and the best part is when they put it on. I would say 90% of my clients never want to take their stuff up when I'm done. I love to say 100, but I'll say 90.
That's a real number. That's a real number.
Like they throw it on, and to be honest with you, that's the exciting part for me. That's what I look forward to. Someone really wearing something that's made for them, and they're just excited and they can't wait to wear it out, right? So, but the need to feel special is really gone up, right? But I think folks want to feel special, but don't understand that the more special you feel, the more expensive it becomes.
Yeah, facts.
Wow.
So I don't know if Patrick has another question, but I have a great question as far as Segway Kinging goes.
Okay, let's go.
So I learned this week, and I'm not sure if you both did. I feel like Patrick did at least. You don't need to know your homework for this one, but I'm gonna give it to you right now because I need your reaction. Apparently, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, they don't believe in bathing their kids or themselves too much. So their quote is basically saying, if you can see the dirt on them, clean them. Otherwise, there's no point in cleaning. In terms of feeling fresh and being fresh and looking amazing and feeling amazing, how would one feel? How do you feel about this statement? Is this some? I'm not going to say anything. You tell me how you feel. You tell me how you feel with this shit.
It's crazy because me and my friend were just talking about it, and then he was like, "That's just plain nasty." It's crazy. We can't see a virus our eyes, but we know it exists. And so we all get, we know there's a pandemic, but I don't think any of us have ever seen a virus before.
Yeah.
And so we know it exists. To say if you don't see the dirt, you don't need to clean it. It's really, I think it's a bit crazy.
So you're saying they might create the first visible virus?
what I'm saying is
Yeah.
You don't
I'm picturing
see,
some shit from Ghostbusters for some reason.
no.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm saying is you don't see dirt on your skin, but you know you smell. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
What I'm saying is when you wake up, you smell funny. You know you smell, but you don't see dirt on
But
you.
you don't see
right?
it. Yeah.
Patrick, before you react, I saw this on Twitter, and this was the reaction that they basically said that we would have.
Oh shit.
Is that accurate?
Oh yeah. They know us so well. They know us so well, man. Bro, when I first heard this story, I was like, this can't be real. And then I realized who said it. I'm like, oh, it's 100% accurate. Like, I'm not even surprised. I'm not even surprised by this at all.
Which part about it did make this not surprising?
I just feel like they seem like very different. I'm going to use the word like new age, like parenting and just sort of people to me. You know what I mean? So I wasn't completely surprised by it. And I know people like this. Like I've heard these scenarios often before on different talk radio shows or different conversations you hear people talk about in the water coolers. People don't bathe every day. And like, I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I don't know what it is, but like I grew up, maybe you guys can attest to this. I grew up in a household where like you had to bathe every day. You know what I mean? You're not going to your bed in your street clothes. Like I can't even wear what I wore to work and then touch my bed. You know what I mean? Like I have to go shower. I got to take a bath. So to me, it's wild hearing the differences that people have.
I don't know if I would call being nasty a new age parenting. You know,
I think, be nice.
I think the you know what I'm saying. I think we tend to kind of like categorize and give things a name when, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever something is happening, we need to give it a name. We need to be able to identify what's going on so we know exactly what's happening. We can understand it. Yeah. There's no understanding here. This is plain nastiness, right?
It is.
This is their choice. Now, I'm not here to, talk about, what Ashton Kutcher, you know what I'm saying, whoever he's doing that with. I don't remember her name.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's their choice, right? And a lot of times what I'm finding today is we want to find a justification for every decision that we make. So we make a decision, and because we are seeking validation, we justify it in the hopes that there are others like that with us. Because if there are, then we know that we are not crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are people out there just like them. Yep. And I'm not saying they are crazy. What I'm saying is just nasty.
They're nasty.
And right.
And it doesn't be crazy. It just might be nasty. Yeah.
And that's just the category you fall under because and
crazy.
So, you're just nasty. So with that being said, you know what I mean? Like I think that I think we need to really stop just allowing people to just justify things that just unethical.
Okay.
So, okay. I know. I had a question on that. I was just thinking about the scenario. Like, let's say you have kids and your kids are going over to that house. They're going over to the Kutcher house for the weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe a week. They're gonna be in their supervision. How do you feel about this now? Now that this is coming out, let's say this is a family and your kids are really good friends with their kids, but they're going to be under that house rules. Because, when you go to someone's house, you kind of abide by the rules of that house, more or less, right?
Yeah.
How do we feel about this scenario, guys? Are you letting your kids go? Or are you telling your kids, I don't care what they do, you're taking a bath every day? No,
you see, that here's a scary part. Kids are like sponges. They absorb what's around them. We know kids don't like to shower. So it's a battle trying to get your child to shower.
Yeah.
Now, if Mikey goes to Ken's house and Ken's house, they don't shower, Mike's going to say, well, mommy or daddy, Ken is not showering. Why do I have to shower? Now, as a parent, I have to now explain to my son why he's got to shower every time he chills with Ken. I can't do that. So if I'm trying to raise my kids a certain way, I'm not telling other parents to raise their kids the same way. However, we should have certain common elements. And we don't share any commonalities when it comes to raising our kids, then I don't want my kids around you, because I do not want that influence, because that's not how I'm trying to bring up my children.
I have a relatable yet slightly different topic to go and segue king this again.
Let's go.
Have we all watched the Rugrats? Are we familiar with them?
Yeah.
Yes. Love that show.
Did you not know, Stu and Dee Dee, like Tommy's parents?
Yeah.
They're 33 and 32.
Come on. What?
How do you feel now?
Wait, what? No, they gotta be older than that.
No, they're 33 and 32 years old, and they are tired and run down.
My man Stu was stressed out.
Stu's been stressed.
The amount of coffee this man had to drink. Oh.
Fact. It's funny as a kid that's what you remember about him. Like, dad needed mad coffee.
Oh man. Wow. I don't know. For me, that hits home, bro. Because it's like we're in that age now. Luckily, I don't feel that stressed. I mean, the grades are starting to come in, but I don't feel that stressed like those two. But that's wild to be, man. Bryan, what do you think?
Listen, I'll be honest. When I was a kid, I liked violent cartoons. Yeah. So I liked like the Transformers, and I have to also say I was not a Power Rangers fan. I'm sorry. I think maybe I was smart, because I realized very early that it would just make sense. Like, I've never seen superheroes that dance before they call anybody. So
you've never met the Power Rangers before.
That's it, exactly.
So I honestly couldn't get my head around that. I can't speak to
the Rugrats. You never watched that one?
I seen like episodes, but I wouldn't say like I was a real fan. I think I probably like Recess better.
Hey, that's okay. That's the show though.
So did you learn on that same episode with TJ when homie was trying to impress the next dude, and he tried everything and nothing worked, and he's like, bro, I just don't like you. Like, what's this a big deal? Did you learn that lesson that same episode? Because that was a big episode for me. I don't know. That was a staple to me.
Yeah, I think we have to learn to be honest.
That's big facts, man. I think that's a lesson that I'm gonna be segue king right here. I think that's a lesson that we learned this week, is just the power of saying no, and just saying when something's too much for you or something's not for you.
Yeah.
And relating that to Simone Biles, like specifically in that situation, a little bit different, right? It's she's dealing with some mental health challenges and issues there, but at least she was honest with herself and honest with us by saying, hey guys, this is too much for me.
This is too much. Wow.
Yeah, I rated that. I remember my dad always used to say to me, because I was one of the yaysayers, right? And my dad, one time, as a kid, he pulls me to the side and says, son, I love you, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't learn to say no, you'll never be successful in life.
Big facts.
Wow.
And that was massive for me. I never forgot that. Sometimes you really just, at some point, you have to stop thinking about everybody else and just really think about you, especially when it has to do with your mental health. I think that's the one area that we overlook, because we have people who are very tough that can like plow through anything, right? And we're like, yeah, like they grind through their hard times and everything, and they're winners, right? And then someone is grinding and grinding, they're a winner, but then they hit like a block. They're like, you know what? Maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I need to listen to myself. Maybe I need to just really pay attention to what's happening, allow myself to heal. Like just a little space and period they want to give themselves to heal. Yeah. We judge them for it. Oh, you quit. Yeah. But the reason why we are judging that person, I find, is because they project our fears. Because when we are going through it, we are afraid to take that time out. And they are strong and brave enough to do it without being afraid, right? And so when I saw Simone, I was like, good for you. And you don't always have to win. I mean, she stepped aside and they're still taking enough medals, right? Yeah. It's just, like I got strong teammates that can hold it down. Yeah. And it's all right for her to do that.
Yeah. not everyone's there. You know what I mean? And I think it's huge. For me, she is stronger for doing that, you know?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it takes guts, it takes courage to, admit when you've had enough, or you just can't, you've reached your limit, right?
Mhm.
And for me, I look at her and that's an example that I want to live to, because I'm definitely like a yes person. Like I want to please others. I want to just, if I say I'm going to do something, no matter what, I gotta do it. But
Yeah.
at the detriment to my own self sometimes, And Shaq and I, we talk about this often, like even with the pod and stuff like that. Like we'll be so gung ho about doing it that sometimes we forget that, like, hey, we gotta take a break. We gotta step back for a second, So
No, it's real. I think sometimes even the other day I was just talking about it, and I was saying, look, because we always, like we see Simone as a winner. Like, I mean, she's been in the media for so long. Like,
she's a GOAT.
Like,
and what she does, she's a GOAT.
She's amazing. Like, she does things that she invented a lot of these moves.
Oh yeah. They don't even know how to judge her. Like, they don't even know how to, like,
you know what I mean?
Her.
It's almost if you're a ref, it plays with your psyche a bit, because your subconscious mind is, what is she going to do next? And I'm not really going to award it to her because I know she's that great, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the things that as human beings we need to learn to exercise is sympathy and empathy. And that goes for everyone. Like we look at celebrities as winners, and obviously we idolize them and we want to be like them. And then we forget that actually they bleed like us, they hurt like us, they go through it just like us, right? And so we fail to exercise any form of sympathy for them, because, hey, why are you crying? Look at my life. My life is garbage. You are doing it. Like, you're winning.
You're making tons of money. Yeah.
You have endorsement deals. Yeah. You're in advertisement. Someone will bite your hand for to be in that position. And probably would, because, hey, who's gonna say no to publicity and fame and money, right?
Yeah.
But I think we are comic book fans and superhero fans. With great power comes great responsibility.
Best line. I love that. And it's facts. Like, that is something that will stick with me throughout life. Like, there's never been a realer sentence than that, man.
Right. Because nobody ever sees the work. Whoever sees the work? No one ever sees the work.
No. They just see the result. They see
the results.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine your podcast right now. You said, hey, mom, hey, dad, like, I'm saying, I'm quitting my job. Or your girl, I'm quitting my job. This is all I'm going to do. You crazy? How are you going to survive?
First question.
That's the first question that comes to mind.
Because not that they don't care, because they care, and you are projecting a fear that they have.
Yep.
Now they're like, whoa. but nobody's going to say, oh my God, Patrick, you're brave. You're taking a chance on yourself. Good for you. Right. You're doing something that very few of us are able to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why it gets applauded when people do it at certain times. The bet on yourself. I think that's why we make such a huge deal about those, because it's such an anomaly,
And that is why we also don't have a lot of entrepreneurs, because they don't understand what it takes. You know what I mean? The sacrifices.
Fear.
Yeah. No, let's talk about that. Like, what was, you're obviously an entrepreneur. We talked about your business, but, like, can you talk about those sacrifices that you've made to get to where you are and to get to where you want to go? Because I know you still want to grow and still continue to boom.
Oh yeah. It's crazy because a lot of times I have conversations, people come and they see what I do and they're amazed by it. They're like, hey, I want to do exactly what you do. And I always ask one question: are you ready to work 80% of the time and not make money?
Yep.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Know that struggle.
And it's every time I ask that question, there's a sudden pause. Like, wait, I got to work 80% of the time and not make money? Yes. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. You're going to work for free. You're going to have to invest your own money. You're going to take a lot of BS from people, right? And people are just going to try and get as as many free shit out of you as they can.
Facts.
And he has a crazy part too.
Yeah.
So here I am serving a community, right?
Yeah.
Someone comes in, oh, that's a brother, man. We ain't paying taxes.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're gonna get hooked up.
We're gonna get hooked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we forget that, wait a minute, we need to support the business.
Proper way, not like not that I just showed up. It's
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I'm gonna treat you just like any other business that I'm working with.
Like people always say, how come you travel to Black supermarkets to buy things is a bit more expensive there? And I said, well, maybe less than 10% more.
Yeah.
They say, yeah. I said, well, think about it. We already don't have the capital in our community. Now, how is that person going to grow if I keep taking my money to our Asian counterparts or, you know what I mean? Our other supermarkets. We don't have the capital. We need to get into the habit of, haggling and trying to find the cheapest price and actually look at supporting.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So for me, going back to your question, and when I decided to leave, some of the bigger problems around, like, I think November 15, 2019, I'll never forget this day, was my last day on my job. I worked in the engineering field for many years, and I hung my boots after that. I worked on some amazing projects that I'm very proud of. I spearheaded some projects that I was very proud of as well. But I knew that that was my passion, and passion dies. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're passionate about something, you ever heard it say, oh yeah, I used to be passionate about this, but I don't, I'm not passionate about it anymore. Yeah. But here's one thing that doesn't die: love. It's true. If you're a Christian, Corinthians says love endures all things. Yeah. You ever been in a relationship and you break up, you go through your traumatic experience because you're hurt, blah, blah, blah. But if someone told you, like, in probably the first 6 months, you want them to die, but you really don't want them to die. You're just mad. And then, God forbid, something happens to that person. Man, can't believe they're gone.
All those emotions come through.
Everything comes through, right? Yeah. Because you love. Love doesn't die. You have to do something that you love. You got to wake up every day like, my God, what can I do to improve what I'm doing currently? Right. Yeah. So when I left, I didn't know there was going to be a pandemic. I had a new location. I was excited about it. I was like, yes, let's get this. And then boom, pandemic hits. I contemplated going back to work. I didn't even know how to fill up an application anymore. I didn't even know how to get my resume done because I've been at the same job for many years.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I said, you know what? I made this decision to take a chance on myself. Nobody predicted what we're going through currently. Am I going to overcome every obstacle and come out on top? Or am I just going to hang my boots again and go back to doing what the 99.9% is still doing?
Wow.
And then I started thinking about the vision that I have for my life. And I visualize it every day, how I see myself. And I also realized that actually over the years, I'm not a very good employee. I'm just a hard worker, but I'm not a good employee. You know what I mean? I'm a robot of get a job, then get out. Am I a really good employee? No, because I'm not committed. I don't, I'm not in love with
your
it.
Engagement, right.
Exactly. But with what I do now, people are like, oh my God, you're so passionate. And I laugh. Yeah. Because I'm not passionate. I am in love with this girl.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
And that's very inspiring, and that's very applicable to any industry. So I'm hoping anybody that heard that, they're like, okay, if I can take one nugget from this whole conversation and apply it to myself, it's that.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
Good.
Do what you love.
Man. And always look for ways to improve it, and be fearless. The biggest fear you have as an entrepreneur or as a business owner is fear of spending. I'm not saying blow your money, spend wisely. However, make sure that you're unafraid as well, because what VC is going to spend money in your company or invest in your company if you're not willing to You know what I'm saying? And invest in your own company.
That's true.
You know, a lot of times we
True.
talk about raising money. Like, yeah, I'm trying to raise money for my business. They'll always ask, how much money have you put in yourself?
Yeah, that's what they ask on Shark Tank all the time.
All the time. Because if you've put in enough, then I know you are as committed. Therefore, if I give you my money, you will work as hard because you are invested too.
Yeah.
Love that.
Big
Yeah.
facts.
So, man, this has been amazing. I really appreciate you joining us here. I want to give you a round of applause first off. I want to give you some air horns second off.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to give you my gunshots as well. Where can people find you if they're looking for a consultation about
some custom
how
wear.
they can fit into some custom wear, as well as like, even honestly, you're very inspiring as a person. So where can they just get inspired?
Thank you. Yeah, like I do a little mentoring here and there. You can find me on my website. So that's www.fiati, that's FIATI.ca. My Instagram as well is Fiati_CO. You can find me there. You can DM me. I respond to my DMs very quickly. I try to be very prompt with it. You can also find my number on my website and also on my Instagram. If you hit the, I think the call button or whatever on Instagram, it will go through and you can hit me. I'm also on Facebook, same name, at Fiati_CO. You can find me there as well. And look out for my e-com. It's coming. Okay. I'm working on it right now. So those of you that are looking to just have some ready to wear, and you just like my unconventional style, you just want to pick something up. Yeah, man. Support is coming. I'm sure when it does, I'll be back here to talk about it and share, what it's all about and where we're going, everything. So yeah, and also most important, man. Like I know we met one time, Patrick. We hit it up. We had a very good conversation. Thank you for having me back on your podcast. And Shaq, amazing, man. Amazing conversation. Love the drip.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed myself, man. I love it. You guys keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate
it. No, we'll definitely have to do this again, or at least something else in person, because I think there's a lot of similarities. I swear, I'll wear some of your stuff if you want me to model. I'm not even.
No, for sure. Like, yeah, man. Listen, man. I'm open to all kinds of conversation, man. If you want a life, business, everything, man. Like, I'm always ready to share, give, and just inspire, man.
I love it. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
man.
Cool.
The world general speaking.
Yes. So you already know Patrick Dennis Jr. on Instagram, Twitter. Hit me up there. And big up to all my Caribbean people. Let's go.
Yes.
Caravana time.
It's Caravana weekend somehow.
Is anything happening? Are they doing anything for Caravana?
Around the city, you'll find stuff.
You can't like advertise it. You can't like it's probably not legal. But I'm sure it exists.
There's some stuff. There's some day parties and things.
I'm sure it exists.
That's exciting. Oh, I also want to add that.
Shot like Shaq.
The sound effects, man.
You got to separate yourself from the amateurs.
Yeah, I rate that.
You have custom drip. We have custom soundboard. Come on now, with our own people.
Listen, man. I've been on. Okay.
Yeah, we got everything.
If you want to drop a verse,
the time.
I don't spit, man. I wish I did. I'll probably drop a verse. Next time, you know what I do? I write a verse.
There you go. Write it down.
But yeah, man. Nice. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
I do also want to add, I have something coming up soon that I like to share. Okay, when y'all get a chance, let me know.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.